MrBeast is under some hot water recently after another video by Dogpack404 got released showing a bunch of new allegations as well as bringing on one of his former employees to reveal quite a lot that wasn't heard before. The other day we covered pretty much all the topics that surrounded the Ava Tyson drama. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, as promised in my last video, we will now be going over all of the allegations covering YouTube's golden goose, MrBeast, or Jimmy. There's no way you didn't know his name was Jimmy though. God damn, son of a bitch. Jimmy's been on a YouTube tear for years now on the way he's broken crazy records, made unimaginable money, reaching heights of YouTube that he didn't even realize was possible until he himself achieved those goals, showing to other YouTubers that heights like this were possible to begin with. Creators like Logan Paul will show you that if a creator even tries to get half as successful as MrBeast, they run into so much red tape on the way. And up until just a few weeks ago, there was nobody on the internet that would have assumed that MrBeast was up to anything shady, nefarious, like trying to cut across any red tape. You know, past faking his content, which I'm pretty sure everybody over the age of 9 knew he was doing to some extent or another. But the general opinion from other creators is, wow, those videos are regardless hard to make. So nobody was questioning the integrity of the Beast brand besides, you know, a couple disgruntled employees. But then amidst all the drama going on among Ava Tyson, a user by the name of Dogpack404 released a 5-minute video alleging the Beast brand of illegal lotteries and faking videos to an extent that nobody realized. In this video, Dogpack explains how not only does Jimmy know that the majority of his audience is kids, but that he employs tactics to specifically maximize the profits from his child audience.
A lot has happened since my last video. After posting, I got hundreds of messages from former MrBeast employees, and I had them all like send proof of former employment. You know, just people showing their support or telling their stories of you know, fake videos or unsafe practices, you know, toxic workplace, stuff like that. I'm not really going to get into those claims because, for one, like, most people want to stay anonymous, which I understand, and also, like, I think most of that stuff's just been covered with you know, the news coming out about Beast Games and everything. And also I have like more serious allegations that I want to start covering.
He goes on in his video to explain how he thinks almost all of MrBeast videos are completely faked or like heavily altered to make it look way more intense than it actually happened in real life.
What we did was scripted. Holy shit, this stuff would be easy to pump out.
Have you ever faked a video?
No.
But this train track is CGI, these bus wheels are CGI, this explosion is fake, this shredder is CGI, this car is digitally lifted, this pit is fake, this guy is fake, this raccoon is a paid actor, this island costs more than $1, this city is not abandoned, these buildings are CGI, but it's not your only way out. You can literally get an Uber to the airport for $20. That's not a lurker, it's just a guy. This whole room is fake, this contestant is an actor and a secret employee at MrBeast. They had him dive through this fake door twice, this line is scripted, this action is scripted. In fact, pretty much all the videos with Mac are scripted.
You did it! Yeah! What we did was scripted. Holy shit, this stuff would be easy to pump out.
And I mean, yeah, I don't think there's anybody that actually thought MrBeast videos were actually legitimate completely. And I mean, I've been saying this to my girlfriend way before this ever became a hot topic on the internet, that there's no way that Jimmy decides to, instead of choosing a random deserving person of life-changing money, he keeps on bringing Mac into the videos, letting him star over and over and over again, which to me, I think it makes it pretty clear that he was looking for a replacement for Ava. There, I said it, okay? The internet can rest easy. I think that Mac was probably a plant because Jimmy knew that he needed to get the old vibe back to his videos because the old ones performed and were received a lot more graciously by the public. I haven't heard that opinion for anybody else, but I really do think that myself. Dogpack does mention Mac in a lot of the same points that I just mentioned him, but instead of trusting his gut like me, he actually dug for some tangible proof to back up his suspicions. Good dude. Dogpack actually brings receipts proving that not only was Mac not just a random dude, but was actually a member of the Beast team like an employee before being cast randomly into a video.
I found public records showing that Mac moved from California to Greenville, North Carolina, where Jimmy is located, back in August 2023, 2 months before he appeared as a contestant. According to a former MrBeast employee, this is around the time when Mac started working full-time on the editing team at MrBeast. Also, he didn't just move into any old house, he moved into $1 million mansion. Now, I'm not gonna dox him, only some asshole would do something like that.
After doxing and bullying the pilot some more like a
douchebag.
Turns to Eric and says, how do I fly this thing? And Eric just starts pushing buttons.
But I did find pictures of this mansion online, so I fed them into ChatGPT and asked it to create similar images. And this is what it came up with. And it's honestly not that far off. His 6,000 square foot $1 million mansion comes with a movie theater and 7 bathrooms.
What are you gonna spend the $800,000 on?
I mean, my life's changed now.
Yeah, I'm sure that $800,000 is really gonna change your life.
Max is a nice car.
Tell me, where are we right now?
We're in the place that we drove to a few minutes ago.
Mac, let's cut the shit here. What have you been doing for like the last year?
A lot of family stuff.
What kind of family stuff?
Just like, you know, playing catch with my dad, you know.
For a year. That's such a cotton candy non-answer. It really shows you what audience Jimmy was telling his editors to target when he speaks like this. Yeah, I've just been playing catch with my dad, doing my homework, eating my veggies, you know, the regular. Like you can tell based on how he presents himself on camera that he's used to editing for kids. So basically what Dogpack is saying is MrBeast is nowhere near as charitable as he leads his audience on to believe. And I also want to point out myself that this implies that there is a possibility that MrBeast uses the mass amount of money he has to kind of legally bind some people into, you know, staying into his company or doing what he wants. So Dogpack's video goes on to show some of MrBeast's old live stream giveaways where he adds extra monies into orders or whatever he was selling, kind of presenting it in a lottery fashion, and points out how that's like legally not allowed at all.
Another thing that just annoys me is Jimmy constantly says during these live streams that he's just doing this for fun because he loves giving things away.
Oh, and I just like giving away stuff. It's kind of fun to me.
Imagine you just lost a bunch of money at the casino and the owner comes out and he says, guys, the reason I do all this, I just love giving away money. Also, you're 7 years old in that example. It's insane that he can flip these massively profitable illegal lotteries targeted towards children as an act of generosity.
So I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to go place an order at shopmrbeast.com. Anyone watching any of the lives, and we're gonna throw iPhones in some of them.
And again, there are very few videos of this live stream on the internet. I think MrBeast probably copyright strikes re-uploads, but almost any clip you do find will have some new violation of internet gambling or sweepstakes laws.
I thought it was him. I was like, he won. Wait, really? Let's go! Wait, it's literally like his initial. Who is it? My cousin. Wait, really?
Actually, that's illegal.
So basically he's saying that MrBeast went against the FTC regulations many times.
And obviously I'm not a lawyer, so I'm just gonna show you the law and then show you irrefutable evidence of what's being done, and you can make your own conclusions. The FTC defines a lottery as containing 3 elements: a valuable prize, random chance, and consideration, which can be time or effort, but in most cases is just payment. To successfully run a contest or a sweepstakes, you must eliminate one of these factors. A contest, for example, eliminates chance, and a sweepstakes eliminates consideration. In determining if any MrBeast giveaways have been illegal lotteries, we need to identify a prize, which is distributed through random chance and cannot be won without spending money.
5 minutes, someone's getting $3 grand in their order. In 5 minutes, we're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna put $1,000 in a random order. 2 minutes, newest order gets $2,000. Good luck, everybody.
So this was a 6-hour live stream. They took it down off YouTube, but 5 hours of it are still up on their Facebook page. And during those 5 hours, I counted 46 illegal lotteries.
My guy over there doing the numbers is like, stop, please. It's like, you do realize every time you give away an Xbox and $1,000, you don't make money. I'm like, oh, I know, we're not gonna make money. What are we doing, guys? We're gonna check after this stream and it's gonna be like,
oh no,
what a waste. Yeah, I know. We're gonna break neutral.
When there was just no way they were ever even close to losing money on this stream.
I don't know who this is, but you just got a pair of AirPods. Oh my gosh, we're not making money. Guys, we need to stop giving everyone something.
We just lost like 7
almost everything that someone's bought, we put something in their package. I'm not gonna make money.
Also, by my estimates, only 1 in every 1,600 orders actually won a prize. And I guarantee he has real-time analytics on his laptop. He knows they make more money every time he says, oh my God, guys, we're giving away so much stuff. We're not even gonna make a profit. Please, don't you want me to make a profit? That's why he keeps saying it.
So yeah, you can bet your ass if I ever get this channel off the ground, I am going to steer way clear from that red tape. I don't want to have to learn that. I like Critical's way of doing it, where he just gives away random money to random subscribers. Yeah, that's a cool way of doing it. I like that. That's way better. In so many giveaways you see online, the only requirements are for you to like and follow, because according to the FTC, for it to be legal, people gotta be able to enter for free. All the requirements and rules have to be clearly stated on the label, and a lot of other red tape as well. So it was a real eyebrow raiser when Dogpack in his video showed MrBeast telling his audience that in order to win a prize, they had to buy some merchandise from his live stream. In other words, consideration, which is a big no-no in the eyes of the FTC, a massive blunder on Jimmy's part. You can't find these live streams online anymore though. It seems that MrBeast went and deleted most of them conveniently.
But to be eligible to win most prizes, you had to make a purchase.
Would you guys prefer, that we throw money in random orders, or that we throw items in random orders?
Yeah.
Somebody screamed in chat, I want to switch.
Hey.
Buy a shirt.
Carl, he's definitely not helping Jimmy's case here. Now that I see it in this new light, it just seems very heavily targeted towards young minors. That's just not okay at all. The thing is, how does Jimmy not have an entire team of people whose their only job is PR basically, or HR? Like, their only job is to make sure that everything they do is aligned with legalities. Like, you'd think that they'd be so rich that they could afford to just have someone do that so they didn't have to worry about the future. Right, dude? Like, maybe? Like, you're so rich, just pay someone to dot your I's and cross your T's and it's over with. I'm not sure, dude. I guess common sense ain't that common these days.
Because there's a whole bunch of stupid people who are making decisions that are stupid.
I'm really not a lawyer here, but I fail to see how Jimmy has any ace up his sleeve. I don't know, maybe he was giving random things away to random people on the side behind the scenes. Deleting all the live streams, maybe him trying to get rid of the evidence before all this happened, shows that maybe he realized what he was doing was illegal, but just didn't realize it at the time in his pursuit to drain every wallet of the parents of North America. Trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, Dogpack then switches gears, covering the MrBeast Feastables brand that recently got released. He highlights that during the first promo, Jimmy says to the camera that the Feastables are much healthier than Hershey's bars with much less ingredients.
I wanted to just make a better for you snack brand because I think a lot of the stuff out there is just terrible for you.
Because obviously so much obesity and disease comes from the stuff we eat. Like Hershey's, for example, there's 10 ingredients, super processed. Our Feastables bars are 5 ingredients, and just all the ingredients are way higher quality. And it's infinitely better than the other options out there.
When in all reality, just a little while later, the ingredients were literally matched basically 1-to-1 of a normal Hershey's chocolate bar.
In 2024, MrBeast changed the formula again to where it has mostly the same ingredients as Hershey's and even more sugar and more calories per bar. And this initial ad for Feastables where he calls it healthy is still getting millions of views a month. Also, I don't think you should ever advertise it as over $1 million in prizes when more than a third of those prizes are just coupons for more MrBeast products, forcing you to spend more money if you actually want to redeem them. Ooh, a $5 coupon for Beast Burger. Now a single combo only costs $20.
It's chocolate, it's candy. What in the United States of America is Jimmy trying to do, trying to sell this off as healthy to his audience? Like, sure, you can make it out of natural ingredients, but at the end of the day, it's still freaking sugar. I think when you eat candy, you should do it with your chest out. Go for the unhealthy stuff, because it's gonna be unhealthy anyway, and then counteract it with a healthy lifestyle and good eating. It's what I do, but don't be like me, all right? You don't want that. I'm skinny. Knowingly saying to kids that one type of chocolate is better than the other is quite literally parallels an example like when you say vaping is healthier than cigarettes. Like, of course, but it doesn't mean vaping's healthy. You can't take one super damaging product and then say because this other product is less damaging that it is therefore healthy. That doesn't work like that. Ugh, that's just freaking no.
Nope.
So about a week ago, as of making this video, Dogpack came out with another video, and this one didn't hold any punches either. It's pretty crazy Dogpack didn't wait for MrBeast to reply to the first video before dropping the bombshell that is the second video. Oh, the internet's crazy right now. The massive success of Dogpack's first video led him to getting in contact with a lot of other big creators. Most notably to me was an interview with Oopaville, where he gained, in my opinion, a lot more credibility for the claims in his original videos, and then started getting the support of all these other big creators after after having so many interviews after his first video. In this next video, Dogpack does bring a lot more to the table. The first of which is an interview he has with an ex-MrBeast employee that alleges some crazy stuff.
I'm Jake Weddle. Most people who, if you know me from MrBeast, I'm a deep cut. I'm in a few of the videos, sometimes maybe purposefully kept to the shadows a little bit. I'm in the cutting room floor a lot of the time.
So this ex-employee's name is Jake Weddle. Dogpack says that Jake is just one of apparently hundreds of employees that came to him after his first video with stories like the one you're about to hear. So just so you know, Weddle will be the main person going forward for most of this video because he brings on most of the actual allegations himself now.
It's a mess when like MrBeast contestants are being exposed to like minor attracted persons and the company's protecting them. And there's been like parasocial relationships and encouraging like almost children simping for these people, and maybe that's as nefarious as it gets, or maybe it goes deeper. Anyway, here's an old podcast clip of Jimmy explaining that he knows that his audience is young.
The average demographic is what, 13 through 17? Is that the biggest spike in your analytics?
Well, I mean, mine's horseshit. It says like 18 to 24, but I know all my fucking viewers are little kids.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot like that because, little kids lie about their age or they're on their, like...
But yeah, and then I have like a fucking massive one for like the 40-year-old range because all the fucking idiots are on their parents' account.
Okay, yeah, so without proof, you could say innocent until proven guilty, right? He's just guilty because we said so? Well, hold on there, bud. We have to find some middle ground because we can't just ignore a bunch of people coming out with allegations either. It's this new liberal guilty until proven innocent mindset that makes people blindly believe any unbacked rumor to the point where they see an unbacked claim being talked about on the internet by their favorite creator and they just believe it. That being said, it's equally as damaging to disregard every claim that's not backed by evidence. That would also lead to a lot of victims not getting the help and support they need. So, like I said, there's got to be a middle ground. We can't just, assume someone's guilty, and then we also can't assume that they're not. It's definitely important to hear what everybody has to say. Treat everything with the respect it deserves. So before Dogpack brings on Jake Weddle to his video, he said that in the MrBeast video, 100 boys versus 100 girls, one of the cameramans was really creepy and actually made the girls feel uncomfortable.
Right after posting my last video is during the 100 boys versus girls video, I have people corroborating the same story that the camera guy who gave the girls a drone was making some girls feel uncomfortable. You trap these girls in a circle and make them sleep on rough turf and get them high on paint fumes and then you try to them.
Yikes, man! And after that, we hop into the interview with Jake Weddle. Jake was an employee over at MrBeast for both the years 2019 and 2020. He was working as an editor and also appearing in the occasional video.
Jake Weddle, everybody.
I'm Jake Weddle. Most people who, if you know me from MrBeast, I'm a deep cut. I'm in a few of the videos, sometimes maybe purposefully kept to the shadows a little bit. I'm in the cutting room floor a lot of the time. But I've been in some videos. I've worked on a lot of them. I was there from 2019 to 2020, 2021-ish when I came back and did some more. I was there when they were authentic, and then I saw the transition to what I feel like is a company. He's like a TV show now. It went from YouTuber guy with the camera to Amazon.
Jake says that there was different tiers, different levels of being an employee, all depending on how much ass kissing you did for Jimmy at the time, which directly affected work-related things like cash bonuses and screen time.
The culture around there was very unspoken, but there was a vibe. There was half the people who, if you made Jimmy happy, you were on the good half. And these people got random bonuses and were usually moved up, had more screen time. And then there was people who, if you had a disagreement or butt heads with Jimmy or just you didn't like it, you were the other half.
Wow, dude, sounds like every 9-to-5 job I've had in the past. All jokes aside, favoritism at this level is insane, dude. Yeah, I guess if Jimmy likes you, then you're gonna be in a lot of the videos, and particularly the easy challenges too. But then tends to treat the people he doesn't like as employees as more disposable, like a dimer does it, I guess. As Jake stated, he was definitely in the bottom feeder category of the MrBeast employees. Yeah, he was among the people with integrity.
That's just so good to say. I don't like Jimmy. I hate you so much.
One thing I will say is, I do think it's within people's rights to shower their friends with money if they have it. I mean, it's their right to do it, but I think what the main concern is he's alleging that MrBeast is doing it to a point where he's raising ethical concerns in the workplace. Like, if you want to keep your business in the family, I get it, but MrBeast also can't harbor a workplace that encourages people to do super unprofessional things just in a race to get to the top to try to become the favorite of the company. You should get a raise for working hard, not working hard. That's not a joke for Jimmy, that's more directed at Ava. The video goes on to talk about how much more MrBeast fakes his videos. One in particular where they crush Jake's rock with a car.
Editor here. I meant crushing a car with a rock.
This is the extent of the fakeness that I was involved to. This is admitting to my complicity. I was a writer there, and we were working on a video, crushing my friend's car with a rock or meteor or something. It was a rock or a meteor in the title of it, I can't remember, but he wanted to do a prank where, unbeknownst to the person, he takes a rock, crushes their car, and they're supposed to think the rock came out of space.
We're gonna take a meteor and we're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both of them have no idea that we're doing this. Weddle and Marcus are probably shocked. They had no.
And so that was the one and only time I had to, my car? What?
What? Say what? Jake said, no shit, that was fake. I remember watching this and thinking there was no way this was actually intended for adults to believe. Great for kids though. He said that he had to text his mom ahead of time so that she could pre-dramatize her reaction for the camera.
His mom, Marcus genuinely had no idea. He genuinely had no idea. But so Marcus is calling his mom, and his mom's freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, they're gonna call my mom next. So I had to text my mom, who had to beg to get the title very quickly. Now I'm texting my mom, I go, Mom, I'm about to call you about the meteor thing. You have no idea? Be surprised. And then I hit send, and then they go, call your mom now. And I call my mom and I tell her, and oh, she should have got the Oscar. Oh my God, on the fly, she goes, what? I'm on vacation. Mom, my car has been destroyed. Wait, what? A meteor hit it.
I'm on vacation. Do you understand?
So basically he says he's a first-hand witness to the extent in which MrBeast actually fakes his videos. He says behind the scenes he was given 10 grand in total compensation to go buy a new car.
Yeah, I did that video and they're supposed to give me 10K to put a down payment on a new car, and they wanted me to get like a big flashy new car. 10K was supposed to be a down payment. And I can't afford a big flashy new car because I work at MrBeast.
Of course, Jimmy has completely lost all reality of what the value of $1 is. Also probably forgot how little he pays some of his employees that he doesn't like that much.
So I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the taxes on, I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the insurance on. So I do my part of the video and I get a mom van that I could afford. And Jimmy was like, why didn't you get a cooler car? I was like, I can't afford that, bro. Come on, what are you talking about?
Jake went on to say that when it comes to incomes to the MrBeast channel, he was making a pretty low income, but not the lowest. He said another writer who wrote alongside him was apparently paid less despite him being older and had more mouths to feed at home.
The other thing I talked about was there was another writer there, older comic, black guy, he had a kid. And I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child, we're doing the exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fuckhead white guy, why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up.
So if I'm hearing this right, he's also suggesting the possibility of racism in the Beast brand, because why else would he mention race? And on the other hand, if what's implied is actually true, then that takes the workplace environment issues into an completely different category of wrong. Jake then gets teary-eyed because he says that in the pursuit of getting himself and his fellow writer better pay, he'd convinced the other writer to join him and they both went and talked to the boss. That resulted in them losing their jobs and getting a couple severance checks.
But he said, hey man, if that's how you feel, you know, like if that's like, I trust you. He stood with me. He went into that meeting with me. And I said my piece and he backed me up. I said, I need XYZ or I'm out of here. And they said, bet. And they gave me a severance check the next day. And they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew...
Dang, that's pretty heavy. If we were to judge Jake's authenticity on camera based on one of MrBeast's videos, then we can clearly see that he doesn't have the level of acting performance to be able to pull something like this off. So, yeah, the dude just looked like he watched Bambi. Doesn't look good. Looks true. I guess because Jake was so confident in his decision, the other writer just assumed some of that confidence onto himself. But in reality, the other writer desperately wanted to stay working for MrBeast, whereas Jake was just looking for a way out of the situation.
Me, I was over the moon. I was like, you're gonna give me a check and I get to leave? You know, I don't get to deal with the how many Orbeez can I fit up my asshole every day? You know, and I get to go home and you're gonna pay me to leave. I was over the moon. And he was devastated. He did not want. I said he just wanted to be in the room, you know?
And you know, maybe if there was this kind of an organization or this group of people that a business paid to make sure that employees didn't get treated like this, wow, that would be crazy. Like HR. It's not really something I can take a firm stance on. I've never really looked into the legalities of all of this corruption when it comes to bosses doing stuff at the work, but you know, I just usually end up leaving. I usually just end up saying, screw you, bud, I'm out. I'll go find a better job. And I always end up making a couple dollars more.
Whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do. And I think it was the smartest decision for him that he calculated, because he's very good with numbers. If I donate to charity, people can't say I'm shitty. If I give this homeless guy 10K, what do you mean I'm a bad guy?
Jake said that he went back in 2021 to film another video with Jimmy. Turns out that video never saw the light of day due to a bunch of complications. The video in question is a video that apparently was the first try of an existing video today called $10,000 Every Day You Survive Prison. In the video, they take a guy, put him in solitary confinement, and every day that passes, he gets $10,000 in his bank. Jake says that this wasn't Jimmy's first attempt at making this video, and that Jake was actually the first contestant in the first try.
One video I was in, I got paid a lot for, but it didn't come out. It didn't come out because it didn't go well. There was a video that came out probably like a year ago, something like that. It got a lot of hot water when it came out. It was the surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary, or surviving in solitary for whatever. It was one of those solitary confinement videos that got a lot of media attention because everybody saw the premise and thought, what? You shouldn't do that. And people don't know that was the second attempt. The first attempt was on me, and it didn't go well.
Jake says that at points in this episode, he was treated in ways that were demoralizing and dehumanizing and just all out dangerous completely.
And so I thought, well, if I have to do this, if I have to do solitary confinement in order to do the things I want to do, then I will do that. That I held my tongue and I swallowed my pride and I tried to do one last ride. And I get there. And at first it's fine. And I mean, they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, you know? Which that's probably not good, you know, the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. It looked good on the visual. It looks good on camera, you know, it's movie magic bullshit. It was a terrible facility. I mean, it was in one of the studios. They had to get a separate tank for, you know, septic stuff. Yeah, there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Like, things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. You know, there's not a hot water mechanism, so the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint, but the shower was always cold, and you're taking a quick shower, and I had cameras 24/7 on me, and the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes, on, and off, reeking of smelly dairy mildew. So I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good. So the little things started to build up. You know, there was the bug thing wasn't terrible, but it was a factor. And at first it was fine, you know, and you're playing it up because you know it's a video. And it got to a point where they weren't turning the lights off. You know, I asked them, I said, can we have nighttime hours? You know? And they said no, because it would fuck up the time-lapse shots. The time-lapse of what? Me sleeping? Or me not sleeping?
So the place stank like shit. They wouldn't even turn off the lights, which is classified as torture, by the way. Not even jails can do that to you in most countries. What the fuck? Jake mentions that in the version 2 posted video that they actually did add daytime, nighttime cycles. So with no apology or realization that holy shit, we treated an employee horribly, Jake felt like that he was a test rat to see how far that they could push the human limits in their videos. Then Jake implies that MrBeast literally committed a war crime.
And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? What? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
To be clear, Dogpack does verify this claim is unchecked. And they aren't really actually sure if MrBeast broke the Geneva Convention, but oh my god. Can you believe that was true?
I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans? You know how hard it was to do a take of that? And pretend to make it genuine? I don't want to have student loans. I don't want to be in a cage. But Jimmy's the guy with the money, and if you do what he says, he'll do what you want. You want your student loans paid off? You'll be in this cage. And you have power over people. When one person doesn't have resources and the other one does, and they hold it over your head, and you go, of course, yeah, I agreed to it.
The level of fake and narcissism in that, if that was true, is crazy. No wonder hundreds of people lined up trying to get on Dogpack's new video. Like, that is extremely demoralizing way to treat your employees. I mean, that's some people's thing. I mean, maybe Jimmy should just start having people with torture fetishes on. Nah, I'm just kidding. They can come over to my house. Also kidding. Jake then goes on to point out the extreme hypocrisy in the Beast Company by pointing out, if they faked so many videos, then why the hell did they have to torture him for his video?
It was too real. If they're faking videos, why couldn't we fake this one? You know, if we're allowed to let these cast members have some time off of this difficult challenge, how come we couldn't turn the lights off? How come we couldn't maybe not have some time lapse footage for 10 seconds?
I think MrBeast said a joke to Jake that a boss who treats his employees like employees should never say to his employee.
We're playing up the joke, you know, it's like, I'm the boy in the cage, you know, whatever. Like, I'll play into a joke, whatever, it's fine. It's just something weird about when Jimmy jokes. I have jokes about my dad because I love jokes from my dad. I'll joke about my dad all the time. That guy's a piece of shit. Hey, my dad. But I have friends that make fun of my dad. That's fine, because I know their intent, I know where they're coming from. When Jimmy joked with my dad, and I said that to seem weird, I don't like it. We were doing that, one of those hide and seek videos. Again, you know, at the time, they were a lot realer. So I got caught, and when you get caught, you know, you go to shoot final cut. But he says to me, all right, you go to jail, you know, like your dad. And like, it's a joke. But when my friends do it, it's fine, and Jimmy just wasn't my friend. He was my boss.
The tone changes slightly from that's really weird to what the Jimmy, when you realize that Jake's dad has been in jail for actually sexually assaulting a minor.
I had a very traumatic life. My dad is in jail for assault of a minor, you know, so this kind of stuff is very near and dear to my heart, you know, I don't with this shit.
With that information, you can come to some pretty damning assumptions, if true. Because, I mean, feeling some type of way about your boss taking shots at some low-hanging fruit is one thing. For Jimmy to say that type of offensive shit is a new level of tone deaf. The part that's ridiculous is that, yeah, sure, you can walk away from these videos as a contestant or an employee at any time you want. You're not, you know, they're not holding you down. But I mean, what if you're held down by bills and he offers you a bunch of life-changing money? Well, then you kinda in your mind have to do it.
Did you try to say no? Like, did you have a choice, or?
Based on the Rubik's Cube thing and based on all the other stuff, like there was so much pressure to just do it, just do the thing, you know? And if I refuse, it's just, well, that's the whole video. I guess the budget's, you know, so much money up in flames because Jake said he wouldn't want to do the thing. And so I wanted to be a good sport, and I wanted to get the boost, and I wanted the cash, and so I started running at 12. I was able to take some breaks, and he wakes me up. And he goes, ask me why I have 2 briefcases. And I'm like, why do you have 2 briefcases? And he goes, oh, because this one's for today, you know, and this one's for the challenge. And I go, what's the challenge today? He goes, you're gonna run a marathon. You're gonna do the 22.6K, whatever it is. And you're gonna do it on that treadmill over there. The first challenge I did was a Rubik's Cube, and I'm dyslexic, I'm dumb, I don't know how to do a Rubik's Cube. So your first challenge, Rubik's Cube. I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. I was like, on camera, I don't want to do it. You go, just do it for the thing. My kid, yeah. Like, there was an element of, oh, Jake will do what we want because he's in-house.
So, according to Jake here, Jimmy is just sick in the head and metaphorically ties a golden carrot to the end of a stick on a string, straps it to the back of employees he doesn't like, and makes them do a bunch of shit they don't want to do. Then, when they realize they might have went just a little too far in all of this, they give him the most legal jargon, disrespectful response ever.
He was sitting in the chair, turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God, everyone was looking at me, and he was like Lex Luthor over there. He turns around, he stands up. He does the exact same thing when he's pretending to have a human connection. You know when you're watching a video and he's like, oh, stop, you're gonna make me cry. And he like touches his eye or whatever as if he's crying. He's just. I didn't have to pretend to do that shit. She says, as if rehearsed by his lawyers. Yeah, your mental health's the most important thing, just want to make sure you're okay, and the last thing we want you to do is... I can almost hear the word Sue come out of his mouth. The S, he just stopped right before it got out.
Because he could leave, I guess technically walking away with what you earned isn't a bad deal. It just seems like the entire situation is unnecessarily difficult and unnecessarily demoralizing, strictly because Jimmy wants it to be. And if that's true though, that's bad. That's really bad, man. Dogpack then comes onto screen to clarify a couple more things, that the story Jake told on camera exactly matches the story he sent him through text before their interaction. Also that the challenge itself caused Jake to need to seek therapy as well as heal his feet and everything. Then Dogpack drops the bomb that literally Jimmy teaches his employees that no doesn't mean no. Basically it's this handbook that MrBeast hands out to all of his employees. Inside that book there's a section entailing that as an employee, if you go up and say you're looking for a place to film a video and the manager tells you no, then you are instructed by MrBeast to ask somebody else on the premises, see if they have a kid that, maybe watches MrBeast, and try to gain the favor of people, keep asking instead of just respecting people's privacy and their decision to say no. Just imagine telling your employees that when they are faced with somebody saying, hey, I'd like my privacy, that you basically just tell them no. What?
See that? 50 no's and a yes means yes.
He could have said no, he could have left at any time. I want to show this segment from an internal document at MrBeast called How to Succeed in MrBeast Production. Specifically on page 19, there's a paragraph called No Does Not Mean No. Already insane, because it seems to be co-opting the popular anti-rape slogan. Which is a terrible look given the allegations that are going to be coming out very soon. It reads, when dealing with people outside MrBeast Productions, never take no at face value. If we need a store to buy everything inside of, and you can call the local Dollar Tree, and the person that answers says, no, you can't film here, that literally doesn't mean shit. Talk to other employees and see if they are fans or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team. If all avenues are exhausted and you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees, because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. Basically what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no. Don't stop because one person told you no. Stop when all conceivable options are exhausted. This is one of many tools that when combined dramatically improve your probability of success when producing here.
Alright, this has all been some crazy stuff. And I don't really want to talk about this next part, only because of how much that's coming out that's recently involving this type of thing, but it needs to be covered, so here we go. So Dogpack asks, besides Ava Tyson, is there any more tangible leads on that front? And Jake did have some new ones to bring up. Some really bad ones. Jake claims that there was a registered offender that was working for MrBeast that Jimmy knew about.
Outside of it, Chris Tyson, did you ever hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
I've heard rumors. I can't confirm or deny anything. I don't have any tangible evidence, but I've heard stuff that if it could be investigated, that'd be great. but it's like water cooler talk. But I've heard things, yes, of course. I heard, you know, people have been let go for sexually assaulting some very young people, or that Jimmy was covering stuff up. He didn't want stuff to come out. You know, he's very careful about his image. You know, the tangible proof that he knew but covered it up. You know, how do you prove that, you know? Well, there was a known sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender on the registry and everything, who worked there. And like, you can, you know, someone pees in public, you're on the registry, you know, you get it. You can still have a job after you're on the, that's one thing.
As you saw with all the blurring, I'm sure like it was originally in the video, but then people probably went crazy trying to like dox him or something, and he had to go and use the YouTube editor to remove it, which is the responsible legal thing to do probably at this point. But the dude, this took off in a big way. This is like the thing, man. This is like the thing that's damning. Like the rest of the stuff is bad, but this is like the thing that's like really damning. Don't get me wrong, all the other allegations are pretty bad, but this is like hold my Game Boy Advance up. The internet quickly found out that this offender is actually a family member of one of the former MrBeast members, Jake the Viking. Yeah, that man who keeps showing up in everything MrBeast, even though he's quit and had a bad time and bad experience, but keeps having to pull his name back into them. He just can't stay out of the Beast drama, can he?
But that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people. And they knew that. And he's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people.
He puts blatant emphasis on the fact that everybody knew that they were employing a offender and just turned a blind eye to the fact. This is just simply unacceptable. Like straight up unacceptable. Like, nope. Because if this is true, this shit has to stop immediately. It's implorable, is what it is. So why did we mention Jake the Viking a bit ago? Well, let's hop over to Twitter, where we find that he replied to Dogpack's Part 2 video by basically just corroborating all of his claims, or at least some of them. And then just a few days later, made another Twitter post that basically said that the person that was claimed being the offender is actually his cousin, and that he was the offender. Which is crazy, because in my other video, I did call him out for saying that, because he says Jimmy knew, but he also knew. Because if Jimmy knew, he knew. And if he knew Jimmy knew, he knew, right? But it does make complete sense why he didn't come out with it himself. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody was wondering why he would say Jimmy knew without just saying why he, like how Jimmy knew, what Jimmy knew. I'm starting to believe Chandler's the only real one in that entire group. Bro just looks unimpressed to be there, and now I see why.
Recently, the Lord has put it on my heart to start sharing, some of the things that I've learned, and just share the word.
He goes on in the tweet to actually say he got his cousin the job at MrBeast. It was hidden from Jimmy, and that they basically thought the guy would be a good fit for a kid's channel. A offender. Wrap your head around that. Then Jake the Viking revealed that he wore a mask in his older videos and appeared in the MrBeast videos. You know why? Because he's trying to hide his identity to the world that he's a offender. So with all the corroborating statements, things are getting really believable, but we have to remember that right now, for evidence, we have nothing, and for people saying that they had things happen, we have Jake the Viking and Jake Weddle. So I'm definitely going to stay skeptical. I'm not saying anything did or didn't happen, but I also don't know these two guys except for the persona that they've cultivated online, so I can't judge their integrity because I don't know what their integrity is. Another tweet by Jake the Viking that says at the time of the offense, his cousin was 16 and the victim was 11. He then goes on to say a plea deal was made that avoided any jail time for the guy, but then goes on to say that he actually thinks his cousin's innocent and looks forward to the charges being dropped. So here you have Jake the Viking believing that his cousin is innocent despite any actual proof. Unless he has any, he's not showing the world, the public, that he has proof that his cousin is innocent. And his claims that his cousin is innocent is just as strong as a claim that somebody says his cousin isn't. So how does that make anything better and not just worse for everybody? Like, Jake really did throw everybody under the bus. Like, there's no way that Jimmy actually wanted that information public. And really, I don't see why Jake could have viewed this as beneficial for literally anybody at all. And this shit is extremely bad. I did not expect this kind of stuff to come out against MrBeast, but you know, this can't be the end of it. There's gotta be some more allegations coming out. Apparently, 300 other people wanted to talk to Dogpack. Hopefully some tangible proof comes out of, you know, favoring MrBeast or favoring the people alleging against him. As long as we can just have some proof proving something, then the internet can report on it and move on with their lives and report about other things, including me. What do you think, guys? Comment down below. Do you think that MrBeast is going to have to come out and address this soon? Because that gobbledygook answer that he gave to begin with definitely just made from his PR team. I can only imagine Jimmy is hearing it from everybody right now, from every angle. And it's only a short time before something comes out, because this is a shit show, dude. And people are going to want to seize the opportunity to get a bunch of clout, as well as if they feel safe at the fact that a bunch of other people are going to come out. Then they're going to be like, oh, wow, it is safe to come out and tell the truth? Well, I'm going to come out and tell the truth. So, you know, but hopefully some of these people bring tangible evidence. Otherwise, no one can 100% believe them. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. I know that this is a way over-talked subject right now, but by golly, if my channel ever gets big, I would be kicking myself if I look back and knew that I didn't report on the biggest name YouTube will ever see going down. Because I definitely don't think MrBeast is going to have the same reputation ever again after this. Even if this stuff even if all, like, the worst stuff of this isn't true, but the least aggressive allegations are true, we're still gonna, the internet has seen a completely different perspective to how Jimmy treats his work, and I don't think as many people are looking up to him anymore. I don't know, man. Other than that, we're just going to have to sit and touch grass and wait for more stuff to come out. Oh, that sucks. I'm gonna have to go fishing. That's it for today, guys. Leaving a like and subscribing greatly helps out the channel. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.
The hilarious video already has over 2 million views on YouTube. Comments ranged from sympathy all the way to racial slurs directed at others who chose to comment.